The fall of Afghanistan has created a refugee crisis, with officials saying more than 500,000 Afghans have been displaced recently. Meanwhile, many Afghan interpreters who helped the U.S. during the war are still waiting to get out. Just last month, the Biden administration said they'll be using its humanitarian parole authority to process evacuated Afghans who do not already have a visa. But as Allie Peters explains, that process is not always easy. She joins us now in the newsroom with more on this. Allie.
Adam Haji and his wife Dina live here in Rochester, and they both have family members waiting to get out of Afghanistan. They say they fear for their loved ones' lives because of the Taliban, who is reportedly going door to door targeting those with close ties to the United States. Now they're hoping applying for humanitarian parole will help to get their loved ones out.
20 years of accomplishment wiped out in 20 days.
Haji Yildiz says it was tough to see the U.S. leave Afghanistan after so many years. Yildiz worked for the U.S. as an interpreter during the war before coming to the States on a special immigrant visa.
We used to translate paperwork verbally and make sure that the base that we lived there safe.
But now with the Taliban in control, Yildiz says the country is much different, which is why he's working to get his brother out, who worked for the Afghan Air Force.
So their fingerprints and other biodata is right now in their Taliban's hands. So there's a lot of chance that they will be searched, they will be caught.
Thousands of interpreters and their families remain in Afghanistan. Groups like Refugees Helping Refugees is working to get them out, helping them file applications for humanitarian parole.
Essentially, this is an application with the U.S. government, USCIS, basically saying, that granting permission for these people in Afghanistan to come into the country for a temporary period of time because of the situation there.
But one application costs close to $600, which is why the organization is asking for donations to help get people out.
They can't get in touch with their family members. They find out the family has been hiding in a garage, or, we've just heard terrible stories of, bomb threats in their cars, and watching other family members, neighbors being killed by the Taliban.
And Adam says other than the cost, another tricky part of humanitarian parole is that even if someone is granted it by the U.S. government, they still have to find their own way to leave Afghanistan. And those on this parole who get to the United States will eventually have to apply for a more permanent status. Live in the newsroom, Allie Peters, News 8.